Welcome Doctor Who fanatics. Today I'll be taking a look at the Revisitations free box set, which contains the Tomb of the Cybermen, the Three Doctors and the Robots of Death. If you want to skip to their individual reviews, they will be at the times down in the description. So let's take a look at the front cover, which is really basic. You can see like maybe the TARDIS circles around here with this Revisitations free by here with a little blast of energy. Those are the three stories which are featured in the set. Special editions are 3 classic Doctor Who releases, including new special features. It is a 5-disc set, and it's a PG, and it contains general viewing, but scenes may be unsuitable for very young children. 291 minutes approx of complete Doctor Who, and there's the side, and the back of it is just exactly the same as well. So let's take a look at the first story in the set, The Tomb of the Cybermen. So here we have The Tomb of the Cybermen. With the cover art, I can say it's a lot more improvement than the standard edition. We have Patrick as the Doctor here, we have the Cybermats, we have 2 Cybermen here, with one at the top with electricity showing that the Cybermen are very powerful. As well, we can see the tomb in the background as well. It's a PG, a 2-disc set, a nice ice blue colour. And with the side, it's very basic, like dark blue. And for the back, this story is written by Gary Davis and Kid Pedler, the best Cyberman writer. Now for the blurb, for centuries, the disappearance of the Cybermen from the universe has been a mystery. The Doctor, Jamie and Victoria arrive on Telos, once the Cyber home world. Just an Earth expedition uncovers the entrance to a long-lost control center filled with baffling technology. With the Doctor's help, the archaeological party discovers the last of the Cybermen frozen and entombed in the vast underground cavern. But by entering the tombs, have sprung a trap. All around them, the Cybermen begin to rise from the dead. So the special features, it is jam-packed with new special features, with the commentary with the characters, which I'll go through the booklet, and well, it has 2 commentaries actually. Morris Barry introduction, the title sequence test, late night lineup, the Abominable Snowman audio trailer, the Curse of the Cyberman tomb, Cyberman's tomb, Cyberman extended edition, the magic of Vidfire, production subtitles, radio times listening, photographic coming soon trailer and digi remastered picture and sound quality. Cover is by Clayton Hitman. Broadcast on the 2nd to the 23rd of September 1967. Produced by Peter Lambert and directed by Morris Barry. 95 minutes approx. We open it up. It's a 2-disc set. Again, has some variety with the discs, by different parts of the cover being cutted out. The booklet. These are the characters featuring the people featured in commentary 1. It's Deborah Watling and Fraser Hines, and in commentary 2 we have all like the writers and different things like that as well, such as Bernie Holly, Shirley Coughlin, Reg Whitehood, Victor Pemberton and Toby Haddock. And disc 2 has features all the special features as well, which are not the commentary. And it is a 4. Now my overall thoughts on Tomb of the Cybermen. Tomb of the Cybermen is an absolutely great Cyberman story, can't get it wrong, but I would say it does go over little people's heads and has been overhyped in many other ways since it was found about 1991 or 1994, somewhere around that line, where it was found in Hong Kong, so it was overhyped, and then Matt Smith said it was his favourite story, so it got overhyped even more. But nevertheless, Tomb of the Cybermen is great, because at the start of it has so much mystery, and it had a really atmospheric feel when they were walking around, let's say, the cavern base and or the underground base, and it just felt so brilliant. It is so atmospheric when they were just walking around the base. And as well, when they first see the Cybermen as well, you can see how powerful they are. Just these blank, just faces. They have no emotions at all. Cybermen are just so creepy and they're so powerful and so threatening. And that's what I like about the 1960s Cybermen. They're just the best. Kid Pedler writes them, which no other writer can do. And I hope someone like Kid Pedler can write Cybermen stories in the new series, but for some reason that's impossible. Anyway, there are so many good elements of Tomb of the Cybermen which I do like. For example, the Cybermen, the characters are very interesting. There's 2 characters which are, quite annoying, and you might think those 2 It was villains, that man and the woman. I forgot what they're called because I haven't seen the story in quite some time. But you probably know who I'm talking about. They are quite annoying in this, but still they sort of play a good role. They just want to use the Cybermen for power over the galaxy. And Victoria Waterfield, again, a lot of writers do want to make her character feel extremely useless. I think some writers pick that off with Victoria Waterfield and try and make her as useless as possible. But she was quite good in the story, and there is a very good standout scene in it, which I won't say what it is, but you probably know what it is if you've seen it. So if I'd rate Tomb of the Cybermen, it would probably be an 8 out of 10. Great story, great Cyberman story. I do believe it goes over people's heads just a little bit, but it's a great Cyberman story. It's really enjoyable, and it just shows the true power of the Cyberman. We're moving into the second story of the box set, The Three Doctors. So we have the Three Doctors. We have the Three Doctors on the cover art: William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, and John Pertwee. And we have those weird monsters there, the antimatter monsters. I like to call them jelly monsters. And we actually, if you can see in the background, you can see the Third Doctor's intro just behind Omega with a blast of light, as well as the space in the background. Or the universe. Yeah, 2-disc sets. I think they're all 2-disc sets. I'm not sure the Robots of Death might be, but we'll get that to in a minute with our red spine. The side, very basic, just like dark blue. The universe in the background. And this story is written by Bob Baker and Dave Martin, which, for me, they are not my favourite writers. But anyway, for the blurb. The Time Lords are in crisis. A powerful force is draining their energy into a mysterious black hole, and they must recruit the Doctor to save him. But one Doctor isn't enough for the mission. All three of the Doctor's incarnations, aided by Jo Grant's unit, must face the wrath of Omega, a fallen Time Lord trapped in Mammalia in the universe of antimatter. Driven mad by his exile, Omega now has just one thing on his mind: revenge. For the special features, it has the commentary with the characters, Happy Birthday to Who when they look at the making of the anniversary, story with the characters along with the producer, who was Doctor Who Rubbish, a defence against criticism of the classic series, Girls, 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 a 1970s with Katie Manning, Colin and John, which is Liz Shaw, and Louise Jameson, who is Leela, On Being with the 1970s Doctor Who girl, Pebble Mill at 1 with interviews with Patrick Troughton, Blue Peter, that was with John Pertwee, interviews with his Who-mobile, BSB highlights the cast who discussed the Three Doctors, The Five Faces of Doctor Who, BBC One trailer, 40th anniversary trailer, Radio Times listening, production information, subtitles, photography, coming soon trailer, and digital master picture and sound quality. Again, covers by Clayton Hickman. They all are, I presume. And the story was really broadcast on BBC One between the 30th December to the 20th of January 1973. Produced by Barry Letts. It's directed by Lane Mine. I can't really say the last name of that. I apologise about that. Incidental music is by Dudley Simpson. 97 minutes approximately. Again, PG. So we have the units. Disc 1, again, got a variety where they just cut out different parts of the cover and just put it on different discs. I personally like variety. And with the commentary, it's featured with Katie Manning, Nicholas Courtney, Barry Letts, the producer. And then disc 2 has all the other special features on it as well. And it's a 4-parter. Now my overall thoughts and opinions on the Three Doctors. Now it has a lot of people's opinions on it. People love it, people hate it, people say it's average, and it has so many different opinions. But this is my own opinion, and I think it's a great story. I really enjoyed the Three Doctors. Maybe not by the story, but maybe by its comedic elements, just with John Pertwee and Patrick Troughton. I just think they're absolutely fantastic there. I think it's what makes this story completely true, because the story isn't that good, but it's still it's good enough from Bob Baker and Dave Martin, since they're not really favourite writers of mine. But yeah, that's probably my favourite thing about it. Performances, I can't decide really with John Pertwee and Patrick Troughton. They're both really good, even though Omega was really good as well. And I think they're the standout people. Omega is a very good villain, intimidating villain, maybe not in Arc of Infinity, even though I haven't watched that, but he does look disgraceful in that story. But at least in the Three Doctors, it looks like he's wearing a Time Lord sort of costumes, while in Arkham Infinity it looks like too alien. It doesn't look Time Lordish. Anyway, the monsters in this, what I call the jelly monsters, or the antimatter monsters, they do not look good. They are terrible monsters, and there's something really bad about the story. It's not the best written story in the world. As I said, William Hartnell, as well, this one actually goes, I can give him this one. He wasn't really ill at the time, so they just had to, stick him as a cameo, as a camera, so that's all he really had. But again, he was ill, so I can really get that one. And the special features are pretty good on the story as well. If I would rate the Three Doctors, I do really enjoy it with its comedy, so I do give it an 8 out of 10. I can watch it any time, but it's not the best written story in the world. It doesn't have the best monsters in the world, but I say all the characters are at their very best. They're making it a true 10th anniversary, so you can see the characters are putting their heart and soul in the acting. So I enjoy the Three Doctors because of that. It's definitely the characters is the best thing about it. Anyway, moving on to the third and last story, The Robots of Death. Here we have The Robots of Death. Love this cover art. It's definitely improvement from the standard picture from the original. You see the corpse marker in the middle there with Tom Baker, Leela. Unfortunately, I forgot that character's name. And with the mind transporter and then the robots with their red, gloomy eyes. And at the side, it's not really anything special about it. It's a little bit of purple light by there. And for the back, it is written by Chris Boucher. I'm not sure if he's written any other stories, but I'll be very intrigued if he has. The TARDIS is carrying the Doctor and his new companion Leela arrives aboard a huge sand miner on a desert world. The small human crew rely almost entirely on robots to carry out their every task and win while they are mining the planet's rich minerals. Suddenly, one by one, members of the team start to disappear. The time travelers discover that someone or something is murdering the sand miner crew. But, of course, nobody believes it could possibly be the robots. Again, by the blur of it, it does bring a mystery. So the special features, again, jam-packed with good special features, including 2 commentaries with the producer Philip Hinchcliffe and the writer Chris Boucher, and the commentary by Tom Baker and Louise Jameson, who's in commentary 2. Robophobia. Toby Haddock takes a humorous look at the history of the robots. Studio sound, model shorts, studio floor plan, continuity, production information subtitles, photographic current scene trailer and digital master picture and sound quality. Cover, Clayton Hickman. The story is originally broadcast on the 29th of February to the 19th of March 1977. Produced by Philip Hinchcliffe, the master, and just the master of Doctor Who, the golden era, and directed by Michael E. Bryant. The story is 99 minutes long and it's a PG. Here's the innards. Again, not variety on the discs now because it's only one disc. I'm not sure why they did one disc with that one. It doesn't deserve it, but hey, it gets one disc. And there's the commentary 1, commentary 2. As I said, I've gone for the characters and the special features. And this is a 4-part. Now, my overall thoughts and opinions on The Robots of Death. Just an absolute classic story. The first time I actually watched it, I was really young. I actually thought he was a leader of the mine colony when I was really young. But he was the one who felt suspicious. And it just brings that level of mysterious, like a Cluedo sort of thing. Who's doing it? And everyone's getting murdered one by one. Yeah, I thought it was the leader, the one with the funky hat. It does trick people like that when they're really young. And it really got me into the story. Maybe when you watch it over and over again, it sort of lacks out since you know who's done it. But I still enjoy the story as so much as possible. The robots are a really clever concept. I hope they return in the new series, even though I doubt it, because I think they would do very well since they are... I think they're monsters which can definitely work in the new series. They have adapted them before in like books and audios, and they seem absolutely fantastic. And I hope they revisit this colony soon, you know, the mine colony and the robots as well, because I would be very interested in it. Some people might just call it a rip-off of the Robots of Death, but I'll personally really enjoy it. They could call it the next story. They could call it Corpse Marker, for example. I'm just doing guesses here, but Characters are all on top performances here. The robots are absolutely brilliant, and the ending. When I was really young, I did not believe it was him, but when I was older, and it was like 6 years before I watched it, and I completely forgot about the story, then I knew the murderer was, since he was the one who's like hiding back from the thing, and he felt like he was under it all, and then I was right when I was a bit older. Anyway, I would rate this 10. There's nothing really wrong with it, to be honest. I can't think of anything wrong with it. Maybe just I can't really think of anything wrong with it. I just enjoy it. It's a classic story. I find it spot on. It's a great story, and it's definitely one of my favourite Tom Baker stories, without a doubt. 10 out of 10. So if I were to put these in order, first place would go to the Robots of Death. Second place would go to the Tomb of the Cybermen. And then third place would go to the Three Doctors. Now we go to the overall rating of the box set. To the overall rating of Revisitations 3, I am puzzled about a 9 out of 10 to the 10 out of 10, so I'll just call it a 9 out of 10 for now. But it's an absolute highly recommend box set, Revisitations 3. A lot of people say Revisitations 1 is the best, some people say Revisitations 3, some even people say Revisitations 2, but I don't remember watching the movie in a very long time. I hardly remember anything about it from Revisitations 1. I've watched Talons, I've watched Caves. They are both great stories, and yeah, they're both great stories, but I don't remember the movie, so I can't rate Revisitations 1 yet. Seeds of Death, nah, it's good, but it's very long. Carnival of Monsters, good story, quite clever, but not the best. And Resurrection of the Daleks, I hate that Dalek story. And Revisitations 3, I enjoy all the stories, so Revisitations 2 is definitely in last place, it looks like it, but I can't decide with 1 or 3 yet, because I haven't watched the movie in such a long time, even though a lot of people say it's bad, but since I love Paul McGann so much now, that might change. Anyway, thank you very much for watching the review of Revisitations 3 box set. My next review, I have no idea what it is, so you just have to wait. But my next video will be my Doctor Who DVD collection series, part 2, where I look at the Patrick Troughton era. Personally, it's going to be my favourite part, since he's my favourite Doctor. So, thank you very much for watching.